Breaking news! The specifications for the Saltiga 2025 have been revealed. Ohayo, konnichiwa, konbanwa. Hi everyone, welcome back to JFTN, Japan Fishing Tackle News. Today, we're excited to talk about the Daiwa new Saltiga 2025, which was finally revealed on December 16th, Japan time. We'll explore its features, technology, and specifications while sharing our thoughts and excitement about this new release. First, let's check out the official video about its technology, which has already been uploaded to Daiwa Australia's YouTube channel. This time, we've lowered the volume of the original video, but to help you follow along, we've captured the YouTube screen with subtitles using the bandicam.com tool. Wow, this looks amazing. The gears are absolutely massive, and the number of drag washers is impressive. DRD here, wonder what this is. Personally, it looks cool, I like it. Now, this is the full picture of the PowerDrive design. The PowerDrive engine seems to refer to the technology on the body side. The oversized power Digigear likely means the gears have been made larger, just as the name suggests. The roller power oscillation seems similar to something like infinity drive. The PowerDrive Rotor focuses on rotor-related technology and includes features like the crank power bail and tough line roller system. It's amazing to see that even the line roller incorporates new technology. When it comes to the gear material, Daiwa has once again used its proprietary G1 duralumin, known to be even stronger than super duralumin. This remains unchanged, and the internal body is packed with this material. What's impressive is that the gears are now 10% larger and 6% thicker, which means we can expect even greater winding torque. This is exciting news. It also seems like the gear wave surface has been redesigned, similar to Shimano's Infinity Cross. While there's no mention of the specific changes to the wave surface, improvements in gear strength and durability are definitely something to look forward to. Here's an explanation of the roller power oscillation that caught my attention. Instead of the previous pillar guide system for oscillation, it now uses a bearing-based slider guide. This new system reduces oscillation friction by about 30%. What a bold change. This redesign completely revamps the mechanism, and I'm really excited to see how it performs. The pillar guide likely minimizes not only front-to-back movement, but also side-to-side play. I'm curious to see how they achieve this with bearings. From what I can see, it seems like the main shaft and pinion gear are in contact, which makes me look forward to comparing it with Shimano's non-contact Infinity Drive. Next, we have an explanation of the PowerDrive Rotor mechanism. Here, we see a comparison with the AirDrive design. As expected, the PowerDrive design appears to be a stronger and tougher version of the AirDrive design. This seems to confirm our basic understanding of its concept. The design of the rotor itself is almost identical to the AirDrive design. It feels like an enlarged version of the Saltiga 2023. The angle of the bail has a curved shape, similar to Shimano's design. This is another feature carried over from the Saltiga 2023. The PowerDrive Rotor is likely a more reinforced version of the AirDrive Rotor, which was redesigned for the Certate SW 2024. It seems the material remains the same as the previous model, an aluminum alloy. What's impressive is that this design has made it even stronger than the Air Rotor. That's truly remarkable. Now, we're looking at the bail, but personally, I'm more curious about this black cover. Could it be a waterproof mechanism? When we compare them like this, the angle of the bail is clearly different. Personally, I'm really happy with this change. As I've mentioned before, with the previous air rotor and air bail systems, when the bail closed, the line didn't smoothly align with the line roller. This sometimes caused the bail to reopen due to line tension. I experienced this to a lesser extent with the Catalina, Certate SW and Saltiga, and more frequently with the Caldea SW. With the adjustment to the bail angle, the line now moves smoothly towards the roller, which is a huge improvement. Daiwa clearly took this into account, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who had this concern. It also seems that the bail spring has been made stronger, which gives even more peace of mind. That's very reassuring. Next, let's talk about the Tough Line Roller system. It's quite rare to see changes made to the line roller. Wow, the shape has changed. It's no longer the wide roller from before, but a design that keeps the line in a narrower area. This change, like others I've mentioned before, seems to bring it closer to Shimano's design again. Personally, this is also a change I've been hoping for in Daiwa models. With the old wide line rollers, even with ball bearings, the line would often wobble on the roller, causing unnecessary twists. I'm not sure if the width was the main factor, but it definitely seemed to happen more often than with the narrower LT models. Also, it looks like the line roller shaft is now integrated with the bail arm, which improves strength. This is a welcome change, especially for the SW models where strength is so important. Next, the new DRD drag system. Earlier, we saw the impressive number of drag washers. It seems that the DRD system is only available on models size 18,000 and above. That's a bit disappointing. Apparently, instead of carbon washers, it uses metal washers. There's something like a roller on the surface, which might help to control the drag by allowing it to slip. This system includes 8 metal washers, which are said to improve heat dissipation. As you might know, traditional drag systems use fabric or carbon washers to create friction and control spool rotation. I'm curious to see how these metal washers affect the drag performance. Unfortunately, since it's only available on the 18,000 size and larger, it looks like I won't be able to test it myself. In everyday fishing, we don't often need reels that big. Next, LCA-BSSW. It looks like the LCA-BS system is getting an update. I see the angle of the spool edge and the center part of the spool have changed. By adding a gentle angle towards the edge, it seems that the line will come off more smoothly. I wonder how this will affect the amount of line that can be wound. With this change, it's said that the casting distance will increase by about 2%. I'm wondering if this is mainly due to the smoother line release at the start of the cast, especially when the line comes off the spool at the new angled section. Next are the existing technologies, the monocoque body and mag seal. These are familiar features, so I'll skip over them. If you're interested, please refer to the official Daiwa video for more details. Finally, after checking the spec page, unfortunately, the 30,000 size model that was commented on earlier is not listed. However, a new ultra-large model, the 25,000 size, will be released. This model is targeted mainly at species like bluefin tuna, marlin, and sailfish. The model is the 25,000P, a power gear ratio model with a gear ratio of 4.4. It can hold 360 meters of PE10 or 300 meters of PE12 line. However, it has slightly less line capacity compared to the Shimano Stella SW30000 size model. Regarding the line roller, the default one included is specifically optimized for braided lines. If you want to use monofilament line, you'll need to contact SLP to request to change a line roller that is compatible with monofilament. For those using braided lines, this won't be an issue, but it's quite a bold move. This may vary for global models, but Daiwa Australia has clearly stated that it's for braided lines only. Another major change is the price. The 14,000 size models will be priced at 150,000 yen, while sizes 18,000 and above will be priced at 170,000 yen. This is quite a steep price, but it includes a flagship support program limited to Japan. In comparison, Daiwa Australia's pricing is slightly cheaper, 1,449 Australian dollars for the 14,000 size and 1,599 Australian dollars for the 18,000 and above sizes. This support program is only available in Japan, so if you're buying locally, it's worth checking the prices thoroughly before making a decision. To summarize, the new Daiwa Saltiga 2025 is, as expected, a spinning reel with a PowerDrive design, which is a more robust and powerful version of the AirDrive design. However, it also includes a complete redesign of several key components, bringing a lot of exciting new features. As for the color, it seemed in the teaser video for the new Saltiga that the reel had a more bluish-black hue. However, in the current video, the blue tint is less noticeable. This might be disappointing for those who loved the earlier Saltiga blue. We'll have to wait and see the actual reel to know for sure. Regarding pricing, while the JDM models have seen a price increase, I'm planning to purchase one as soon as possible after release so I can provide a review for everyone. Personally though, I don't feel the need for such an expensive reel for practical fishing, and I'm curious to see if the upcoming new Certate SW will take what Saltiga has introduced and offer it at a lower price. But surely, for fans of the Saltiga, this is definitely an exciting reel. The expected release is in April 2025. Can't wait to use for deep sea jigging. What's also interesting is that Daiwa has recently broken its usual renewal cycle and has been aligning releases with Shimano's reel launches. This makes me wonder if Shimano might release a new Stellar SW model in 2025. Shimano is known for revealing information later, so I predict they'll release details in January, possibly a week before the fishing festival. Fishing gear mania enthusiasts, let's enjoy the year-end excitement together. Thank you for watching.